At the grand ceremony where the sect chose spirit beasts, I looked at the white fox before me, brimming with potent spiritual energy, and kicked her clear across the way. Instead, I turned and formed a contract with the little white guinea pig beside her. In my past life, I had chosen that white fox, who harbored feelings for my junior brother Ethan. Because of this, Ethan betrayed the sect and fell into the demonic path. The white fox blamed everything on me. Disregarding the years of affection I had shown her, she treacherously murdered her master, killing me brutally. Reborn, I resolutely formed a spirit beast contract with that guinea pig. Faced with Master Gideon's deep dismay, the misunderstanding of my fellow disciples, and the mockery of junior brother Ethan, I simply laughed it off. They didn't know. My spirit beast, she was an ancient divine beast. Every disciple of the spirit beast sect is granted the opportunity to form a contract with a spirit beast. These beasts are gathered from various places by the sect elders and disciples, varying widely in quality and ability. In my previous life, seeing the white fox whose spiritual energy was almost tangible, I chose her immediately. Consequently, only the guinea pig remained, left for junior brother Ethan Thorne. If disciples didn't find a suitable beast, they could search outside the sect. But Ethan felt slighted by the sect. He threw a spoiled brat tantrum on the spot, drawing his sword and wounding the guinea pig before openly defecting from the spirit beast sect. And the white fox, Vesper Frost, because of Ethan's departure, blamed me for everything. She not only spurned all my attempts at comfort and goodwill, but even openly defied my orders, nearly causing my death several times when facing demonic beasts. I poured countless resources into her rare treasures and beast cores, prioritizing her needs. Yet she showed no gratitude. Years later, Ethan Thorne, having mastered demonic arts, returned to the spirit beast sect for revenge, slaughtering everyone. As I fought against him, Vesper suddenly turned on me, biting through my throat and tearing out my nascent soul to empower herself, leaving me to die a violent, gruesome death. Before I died, Vesper, in her human form, embraced Ethan, looking at me with utter disgust. "Ethan left the spirit beast sect because of you, suffering alone out there," she said. "You owe us this." Opening my eyes again, faced with the arrogant white fox before me, I lashed out with a savage kick, sending her flying. "A lowly beast," I declared. "What gives you the right to act so presumptuously in the spirit beast sect?" Everyone present gasped at my action, confused why I, usually so gentle, held such contempt for this white fox. My kick contained my full strength. Caught off guard, the fox slammed to the ground, unable to get up for a long moment, one of her forelegs seemingly broken. Ethan Thorne rushed over, scooping up the white fox, his gaze filled with fury directed at me. "Senior brother," he said, "even if you dislike this fox, there was no need for such a heavy hand. Could it be that you saw she was a high-level beast but unwilling to contract with you, so you decided to cripple her so no one else could have her? Such viciousness, such maliciousness, senior brother, you bring shame upon our spirit beast sect." I shot him a sideways glance. "Since junior brother likes this fox so much, I'll make the decision today and gift her to you." Ethan was overjoyed but quickly masked his elation. "Senior brother, you injure her and then pass her off to me? Do you think I'm easy to bully, trying to fob me off with a wounded spirit beast?" I pointed to the line of other spirit beasts. "If you don't want her, feel free to pick another." Unwilling to give up the high-level white fox, he hastily changed his tune. "I want her. I want her." Master Gideon, who usually favored me, looked uncomfortable. "Sincere, that's enough. Why are you arguing with a mere beast?" I bowed respectfully to my master, then pointed at the small, white, fluffy guinea pig that could fit in one hand. "I choose her." A brief silence fell over the training grounds. All eyes turned to the guinea pig. Master Gideon stared at the little white creature, nearly fainting from anger. "If you weren't my favorite disciple," he sputtered, "I'd strip you of your cultivation right here and now. What a disaster. How did I end up teaching such a witless fool?" In Ethan's arms, the white fox looked at the guinea pig, then back at me, her eyes filled with intense jealousy. I walked over to the guinea pig, gently scratching her soft fur and tweaking her cute little ears. "Little piggy," I said, "it's you. Are you coming or not?" She stared at me for a long moment, snorting emphatically, as if about to curse me out. But reluctantly, she lifted her nose slightly in agreement. A white light flashed, and the guinea pig officially became my spirit beast. Once a contract is formed, both parties share their knowledge. So, after she read my memories, her gaze towards Ethan Thorne became filled with irreconcilable hostility. This little guinea pig was quite clever, but she wasn't a guinea pig at all. In my past life, grievously injured and near death, she had collapsed at the spirit beast sect's gates. Seeing she barely qualified as a spirit beast, the sect had casually saved her, letting her recuperate within their grounds. Who knew Ethan Thorne would be such a fool? If you didn't want to sign the contract, nobody forced you. Yet he acted as if everyone had coerced him, not only betraying the sect, but also injuring the already wounded little guinea pig, causing her to lose thousands of years of cultivation just to survive. Master Gideon's face was thunderous, dark enough to drip water. My fellow disciples looked at the little guinea pig in my arms, then back at me with expressions of pity, as if viewing someone mentally deficient. Over on Ethan's side, fearing I'd changed my mind, he hastily completed the contract with the white fox, becoming her master. Although Vesper was injured by my kick, she would recover with time. So, when he looked at my little guinea pig, a smug expression crossed his face. "I think this little pig suits senior brother quite well," he said. Junior brother knows senior brother also fancied this white fox, but chose this ugly pig to save face. If senior brother regrets it, junior brother is willing to offer the white fox to you. He was playing the victim after getting exactly what he wanted. He had already contracted Vesper, breaking it required either the beast's death or the master's. Saying this now was merely an attempt to gain a reputation for kindness in front of everyone. The guinea pig in my arms kicked frantically, looking ready to charge out and ram him to death. I quickly petted her a few more times to calm her down, signaling her to be patient. The next moment I deliberately spoke loudly for the entire sect to hear. "Junior brother, don't talk nonsense. You make it sound like I desperately wanted this fox. Let me tell you the truth, senior brother dislikes foxes the most. This varmint is not only disobedient but also smells funny. Don't let her white fur fool you, she's probably riddled with fleas. Utterly disgusting." Finished, I patted his shoulder. "Junior brother, if you cherish her, keep her. Senior brother certainly doesn't want this pest. I said this intentionally for that damned fox to hear. This creature was no good. In my past life, I lavished all my rare treasures on her. While she comfortably enjoyed my cultivation efforts, she despised me utterly. After achieving human form, she even frequently talked back to me. In the end, when Ethan slaughtered the sect members, she was the first to betray me, turning at the critical moment to rip out my throat. For such a beast, if I had a brick in my hand, I'd break it in two and hit her twice. I beckoned to my little guinea pig, and the two of us left the training grounds. As we passed Ethan, the white fox suddenly limped forward to block my path. My little guinea pig didn't tolerate it, leaping up and ramming into her. Vesper tried frantically to dodge, but hampered by her injured leg, the guinea pig clamped down on her large tail, biting off a chunk of fur and skin. Vesper yelped, jumping on 3 legs and reflexively clawing Ethan across the face. An ancient divine beast indeed. What a temper. Back in my courtyard in the rear mountains, the two of us sat facing each other to clear the air. The little guinea pig surveyed my small hut and snorted coldly. "It's a wonder you managed not to kill that fox cub with a single sword stroke." I glared at her. "Watch your mouth. Some things are better left unsaid. With your status, don't just blurt everything out." "What do you mean?" she demanded. "Stop playing dumb with me," I retorted. "You learned everything when we formed the contract. Did you think you could hide your identity from me?" A cunning light flickered in the little guinea pig's eyes. "So what? Our minds are linked now, I said. There's no need for games between us. You don't want a repeat of your last life, losing thousands of years of cultivation and having to resort to demonic paths for power and revenge, do you? The little guinea pig was actually a heavily injured Teoti. In the previous life, after being found wounded by an elder, she had hoped to recover peacefully at the sect. Unexpectedly, Ethan Thorne attacked her during the contract ceremony. Caught off guard, she was injured and barely survived by sacrificing millennia of cultivation. From then on, she fell into the demonic path, embarking on a dark journey. Her end was tragic. Seeking revenge on Ethan, she was instead killed by Vesper, who had already grown powerful, becoming nourishment for her enemy. She bounced angrily. If I weren't injured right now, I would have eaten that spicy fox head. Earlier I was speechless, looking at her pitifully small, constantly moving mouth. I couldn't fathom how she'd managed to eat a spicy fox head. Keep your voice down. Are you afraid people won't hear you? I quickly scooped her into my hands, petting her back and forth. She stretched comfortably, rubbing against me affectionately. I still don't know your name, I said then. What should I call you? I can't just keep calling you little guinea pig. Victoria Stone. Call me Victoria. I untied the treasure pouch from my waist. Here are the rare herbs and beast cores I've saved up. They should help you recover quickly. Take them for now. All for me? What about you? She asked. You're an ancient divine beast, I replied. Once you're healed, what treasures couldn't I obtain? You can just pay me back double then. The little guinea pig rolled her eyes at me. You certainly know how to strike a bargain. Otherwise, how could... Her words trailed off as a fierce light flared in her usually placid eyes, fixed intensely on something behind me. I turned around. The white fox was crouching at the entrance, craning her neck, looking at us with a pitiful, aggrieved expression. I stood at the doorway, coldly observing the white-furred fox limping on one leg. What do you want? She looked conflicted, wanting to approach me yet trying to maintain an air of haughty pride, as if reluctant to come closer. I glanced back at Victoria. She had already taken a spirit stone from the pouch and was warily watching the fox while displaying the typical guinea pig-eating face, vacantly munching on the stone with rapid movements of her tiny mouth, the sound crunching softly. She practically had foodie written on her face, fiercely protective of her meal. Seeing Victoria like this, the white fox, Vesper, clearly couldn't accept it. That's mine, she blurted out, then seemed to remember something and swallowed the rest of her sentence. I knew what she meant, that the spirit stone was hers, because she had also been reborn. I suspected it back at the ceremony from the way she looked at me, which was why I kicked her away. But I couldn't understand why, in this new life, she would sneak away from Ethan to find me. Looking at her pathetic, limping state, I only felt irony. When I treated her with utmost kindness, she betrayed me for someone else, even killing her master and cruelly digging out my nascent soul. Now, after I broke her leg upon first meeting, she came running back to me. This fox truly was contemptible. Shouldn't you be with your master? I asked. What brings you here? The word master provoked a strong reaction. He is not my master, she retorted. Oh, I said, turning to walk back inside. Then hurry along and do whatever you need to do. Don't linger at my gate. I find your presence dirtying. She lifted her head, looking at me with shocked eyes. Sincere, why didn't you choose me earlier? I was exasperated. Huh? Are you all right? Why on earth would I choose you? Because you're a demon fox? Or because of that holier-than-thou attitude of yours? Remember your place. You're just a beast taken in by the spirit beast sect. You'd better adjust your attitude. I was choosing a spirit beast, not adopting an ancestor to worship. I have no habit of coddling entitled creatures. I slowly walked back to Victoria, reaching out to stroke her fur. She closed her eyes contentedly, rubbing against my hand. See this? I continued. This is what a spirit beast should be. One who will treat me wholeheartedly, one I can trust my back to. Not some ungrateful curse that constantly gives her master attitude. Understand? Vesper was speechless, her gaze towards Victoria once again tinged with that sour jealousy. A sharp cry shattered the courtyard's peace from behind her. "What are you two doing?" Looking towards the sound, we saw junior brother Ethan Thorne standing behind Vesper, his eyes full of suspicion towards me. Disciples from neighboring courtyards heard the commotion and came out to watch. Seeing the growing crowd, Ethan recalled the usual respect the others showed me versus the disdain they showed him, and his resentment festered. He questioned me sharply. "Senior brother, since you've already abandoned this white fox, I hope you'll conduct yourself with dignity. Don't be greedy, wanting both what's in your bowl and what's in the pot. If you couldn't bear to part with my white fox, you should have said so earlier in front of Master and everyone. Why try to secretly lure my spirit beast away now?" Cuddling Victoria, I chuckled. "Which eye of yours saw me luring away your spirit beast?" He pointed at Vesper beside him. "The evidence is right here. My white fox came all the way to your courtyard, and you still deny it?" "Deny what?" "Your fox came to my door begging for food on her own. I haven't even dealt with you for failing to control her, and now you're accusing me first? Does any spirit beast wandering to my gate mean I'm a thief coveting others' companions? Or perhaps, junior brother, you're afraid you can't afford to raise this white fox, so you two cooked up this scheme to come extort me. Junior brother, this fox is a high-level spirit beast. She requires vast amounts of rare resources, not just leftover scraps mixed with cornmeal like some stray dog. If you can't afford her, if you begrudge the treasures in your pouch, you shouldn't have chosen her in the first place, forcing a high-level beast to live poorly with you." Ethan had joined the sect late, and was still only at the late chi refining stage, nowhere near the golden core threshold. Raising a high-level spirit beast now was like a sect handyman with only 3 pennies trying to raise a money-devouring beast. My gaze fell on Vesper beside him. "Aren't you capable of speech? Tell us yourself, did I lure you here?" The damned fox chose this moment to play mute, wrapping her tail around Ethan's leg and looking at me with heartbroken eyes as if blaming me for dragging her into this. Victoria Stone remained silent, just crunching relentlessly on her crystal. Crunch, crunch. I patted Victoria's small head. "See?" I said to Ethan. "My spirit beast is perfectly fine. Even if you offered 109-tailed foxes, I wouldn't trade, let alone your crippled single-tailed one." Ethan looked past me at Victoria with disdain. "She's just a pig. What's there to be happy about? Is she going to ascend to heaven and become a dragon pearl?" Noticing the scratch marks on his face, I teased, "Well, she can't do that. But she's still better than some dumb fox who gets her tail bitten and then scratches her own master's face, wouldn't you say?" Ethan gasped for breath, enraged. He furiously ordered the fox beside him. Vesper tear his mouth off. Vesper was clearly unwilling to advance, holding up her injured paw to show she couldn't fight. Ethan exploded. "Fine, even you won't listen to me. This is outrageous," with a clang. Ethan drew his longsword. "Sincere today. One of us dies." Amidst the crowd's gasps, Ethan's sword lunged towards me like a rainbow. Suddenly, a white blur shot out. A metallic clang echoed as Ethan's sword was shattered into countless fragments by Victoria's small head. Victoria's form flickered. She leaped into the air like a stone and slammed squarely into the mid-air Ethan's stomach, knocking him to the ground. The next instant, her small, round body took a preparatory stance. Then, her deceptively cute head gathered force and shot forward. Slap, slap, slap. The little guinea pig frantically used her body to slap Ethan's face left and right. The tiny creature possessed immense strength. When several disciples finally pulled Ethan up, he was unconscious. His face bruised and purple, whether from shame and fury or suffocation was unclear. As he was carried away, the white fox trailing behind him kept looking back at me, as if deeply reluctant to leave. "Fool. Who are you putting on this affectionate act for?" Closing the courtyard gate, Victoria instantly jumped into my arms. "How did I do just now?" Stroking her little ears, I said, "I just don't understand. If you're this powerful, how could you let yourself get slashed in the past life and lose thousands of years of cultivation?" "Munching non-stop on a spirit stone," she replied. "Back at the training grounds. I was indeed channeling spiritual energy to heal. I was defenseless then. I guess in your past life that madwoman Vesper must have attacked suddenly too. Otherwise, how could a dignified divine beast like me fall for her trick? Truly, a down-on-her-luck Tati is worse off than a pig. Good thing you had some top-grade spirit stones in your stash, or I wouldn't have recovered so quickly just now. I opened my treasure pouch. The few rarest high-grade spirit stones were all gone. Whoa, you devoured them all? What, does it pain you? She asked. A little, I admitted, but you recovering sooner is more important than anything. You promised me you'd pay back double for everything you ate. She nodded her tiny head with effort. I wanted to scratch her chin, but realized guinea pigs don't really have necks. It proved that the superior tier is always superior. Ancient divine beasts recover faster than other spirit beasts in everything they do. In just 1 month, she had recovered 70 to 80%. The aura of a top-tier spirit beast began to faintly emanate from her, a stark contrast to her miserable fate in the previous life. The price was that the stash in my treasure pouch was rapidly dwindling. After the last stalk of immortal grass went down her gullet, I took her out for training. As a beast that had lived for tens of thousands of years, the sex training missions were basically effortless for her. Almost no demonic beast was her match. The hardship fell on me, her master. She would often suddenly dive into my pocket, forcing me to face ferocious demonic beasts alone. In her words, I was simply too weak. If I didn't improve myself, I would eventually hold her back. Thanks to her, my initially depleted treasure pouch, much like my cultivation level, gradually began to fill up again. The result was that every time I returned from training, I looked like a refugee fleeing famine. Several times, I was almost stopped at the sect gate by the disciples on duty, mistaken for a beggar. Luckily, the little guinea pig in my hand was highly recognizable, saving me a lot of trouble from interrogations. One day, just as I was about to take Victoria out, a disciple ran over frantically. "Senior brother, it's terrible. Junior brother Ethan injured 13th brother Leo Ashworth on the training grounds." When I arrived with Victoria, the training ground was already surrounded by people. 13th brother Leo was on the ground, his spirit beast, a mossbuck, spitting blood and lying weakly in his arms. Opposite them stood Ethan Thorne, his face frosty, clutching a water-blue flower, the very lake-light bellflower I had given Leo yesterday. A woman in a white dress stood protectively in front of Ethan, a longsword strapped to her back. Her hair was soft as white snow, her skin pale as jade, shimmering with an alluring halo yet giving off an impression of icy purity. Her eyes were lively and captivating, her long lashes trembling like feathers. A seductive expression played on her face as she seemed to tease the onlookers. Who else could this flashy figure be but Vesper Frost in human form? I couldn't believe she had achieved human form in just a few short months. Truly a disgrace to the Demon Fox clan. Looking at her waist-length silver hair, I couldn't help but maliciously think, this white-haired hag, with a head full of white hair, is probably hundreds of years old already, yet insists on appearing as a delicate young girl. Utterly shameless. Seeing me arrive, the crowd parted to let me through. "What happened?" I asked. With Master Gideon in seclusion and several elders traveling, I, as the senior brother, naturally held authority. Leo explained, "Senior brother, you gave me the lake-light bellflower the day before yesterday. Today, I was planning to let my mossbuck absorb it." Unexpectedly, junior brother Ethan suddenly had his spirit beast attack while my mossbuck and I were unprepared, injuring us and snatching the flower you gave me. Please, senior brother, uphold justice for me. It turned out that as soon as Vesper could take human form, Ethan had brought her to the training grounds to show off. Seeing the lake-light bellflower in Leo's hand, a key herb for his own advancement to the golden core stage, Ethan directly ordered Vesper to snatch it. I had recently gained many resources, so as senior brother I'd shared some materials with those in need, naturally excluding Ethan and Vesper. Vesper, still unused to her human form, couldn't control her strength in the hasty attack. severely injuring both Leo and his mossbuck. Faced with the crowd's accusations, Ethan showed no remorse. Instead, he had Vesper shield him, leading to the current standoff where fellow disciples blocked their path. All things under heaven belong to the capable, Ethan declared brazenly, his icy gaze sweeping over the crowd. When I signed the contract with Vesper, I was just a newcomer in the late chi refining stage, completely unable to support her. You all watched me pour everything I had into her, yet not one of you offered help. What kind of sect brothers are you? Now that my Vesper has achieved human form, if her progress stalls, it will be a great loss to the spirit beast sect. Can you bear that responsibility? My Vesper isn't like those useless creatures you keep. What's wrong with me using some of your materials? Instead of wasting them on those good-for-nothing beasts, giving them to my Vesper is preventing waste in the future, under my leadership, when the spirit beast sect becomes the #1 sect in the world. You'll probably be thanking me. His gaze fell on Victoria beside me, dripping with contempt. Some people's spirit beasts, he sneered, look like a pig, sound like a pig, and do nothing but eat day and night. What else can they do besides eat? Even if she eats the entire sect's resources, the most she'll become is a big white pig. Behind me, Victoria's eyes turned crimson. Sincere, this bastard is insulting me. I can't take it anymore. Spirit beasts were classified as lower, middle, upper, quasi-transcendent, and transcendent tiers. The higher the tier, the greater the resources needed for cultivation. Quasi-transcendent beasts, in particular, required a bottomless pit of treasures, the type where feeding one beast starves the entire family. Transcendent beasts, however, were the opposite. They weren't picky eaters. They absorbed nourishment from anything. Give her a piece of tofu, and she wouldn't complain. She was surprisingly easy to raise, causing me no worry. In my past life raising Vesper, I gave her every rare treasure, leaving nothing for myself. I never expected Vesper was secretly colluding with Ethan all along. After I painstakingly raised her to 7 tails, she turned around and killed me, tearing out my heart and soul. Seeing that same face from my past life now ignited a fire within me, eating my food, drinking my resources, then wiping her mouth clean and killing me. Such a beast deserved to be struck by lightning. Victoria leaped from my hand. A glint appeared in Vesper's eyes. Being reborn, she naturally knew the true identity of the little guinea pig before her. Achieving human form gave her unearned courage, making her eager to test her mettle against an ancient divine beast. She raised her longsword, pointing it directly at Victoria. "Come on, stupid pig, today. I'll settle things between us." Victoria looked at her as if sizing up a lamb. "We're both female," she said. "There's no male to determine. Let's just see which of us is more female." "Ha! Take this." Vesper moved like a phantom, transforming into a streak of white lightning, hurtling towards Victoria. Gasps erupted from the crowd. Sparring between disciples should be restrained. Ethan, consumed by killing intent and letting his spirit beast use lethal moves, was the first such case since the founding of the spirit beast sect. Looking at the cruel smile on the junior brother's lips and the murderous aura radiating from Vesper on the field, a chill ran down everyone's spines. However, the next instant mists swirled. Smack a jade-like hand struck Vesper's face fiercely. She spun 4 or 5 times before stopping. The mist cleared. There was no guinea pig, only a young woman in red walking out gracefully. Her figure was well-proportioned and elegant, her skin rosy against the red clothes, seemingly shimmering with hidden patterns. Her round eyes held an innocent light, but her cheeks bulged as she chewed something constantly. Vesper, lying on the ground, now sported a bright red handprint on her face. "You, pig, when did you achieve human form? How is this possible?" she asked incredulously. Victoria frowned. The next moment she bent down, reached out, and slapped upwards from below. Smack! Vesper was knocked over again. Stuffing more leaves into her mouth, Victoria said resentfully, "Remember this, old lady, it's guinea pig. A genuine, big guinea pig." She shook her head, glanced at me, and added, "I'm only doing this for the food. Then she turned her back again, plucking weeds from the ground and stuffing them into her mouth. I was speechless. It did look rather odd. I hadn't noticed before, but doing this in human form was indeed strange. Her turning her back like that, as if Vesper wasn't worth her attention at all. From start to finish, Victoria was playing house with Vesper. Every attack Vesper made, every cunning and vicious move, ended with Victoria dodging and then slapping her across the face, sending her body spinning 360 degrees before landing. Vesper's seductive face was now even rosier, swollen, almost shut. Her fairy-like white robes were tattered and filthy. From afar she looked like some naughty child who had just received a thorough beating. Only then did the crowd realize with horror that compared to the frantically leaping white fox, Senior Brother's little guinea pig had been eating constantly the entire time. It was as if Vesper's exhaustive efforts were merely disturbing the little guinea pig's meal. Now, seeing Vesper utterly defeated, Victoria transformed back into the little guinea pig and happily resumed foraging. Ethan's face grew darker, his glare wishing he could cut me down with his sword. "You cheated," he accused furiously. Feeling amused, I asked, "In front of all our fellow disciples, Junior Brother, tell everyone how I cheated." You, he stammered, unable to form a coherent argument. Finally, he opened his mouth wide and started ranting publicly. "You tricked me. You all ganged up on me. You must have used some underhanded methods. Otherwise, how could my Vesper lose to a mere pig? You bunch of cowards. Sincere gave you some small favors, and you became his attack dogs? Have you no dignity as members of the Spirit Beast sect? Let me tell you, he didn't come by those things, honestly. Maybe he embezzled sect property to buy your loyalty. Don't be fooled by him. Sincere, they must have been bought off by you. That's why they're helping you humiliate me. You rely on being the senior brother to disregard me, your junior brother. I'm going to report you to Master Gideon." "Fine," I said. "Go ahead." I pointed to Leo Ashworth, who was healing his mossbuck nearby. "Let's see how Master punishes you for injuring a fellow disciple and slandering your senior brother." I clapped my hands. Victoria cheerfully plucked the last blade of grass, crunched it down, and hopped in front of him. "Stop calling me pig all the time," she said. "Today, Grandma will show you exactly what I am with that." Golden light flashed around Victoria. Mist swirled, engulfing her completely. The next moment, a pair of golden pupils appeared within the dense fog. A divine beast with a dragon's head and a serpent's tail materialized in the center of the field. Two crystal-like horns protruded from her forehead, her golden eyes flashing, making the horns seem incredibly vibrant. Her body was covered in silky smooth white fur, fine and soft, flowing gently with her every movement. A ribbon-like white tail extended behind her, swaying slowly. Ethan's eyes filled with frustration and regret. Amidst the crowd's gasps, he spat out 4 words through gritted teeth: "Divine Beast." Taoti, seeing the Taoti in its true form, Ethan actually turned his anger towards me. "Sincere, if you hadn't rejected Vesper and snatched my Taoti, I would already be the pride of the sect. This is all your fault. You have to compensate me. Give me back my Taoti." The crowd stared at him, throwing a tantrum, looking at him as if he were an idiot. I scoffed. "Compensate you with my spirit beast? And how would you establish the agreement? A spirit beast arrangement is a profound bond that lasts a lifetime. Unless one party departs from this world, it cannot be dissolved. Has Junior Brother considered this? What's so challenging about that?" He replied with complete self-assurance, gesturing toward Vesper. "Remove this inadequate companion from my path, and my connection with her will naturally fade." Vesper looked back in shock, disbelief evident in her expression. "Ethan, what are you suggesting? Be silent, you disappointing failure. If you hadn't charmed me previously, I would have formed an alliance with an ancient divine beast and become the sect's rising talent. Everything is your responsibility. Why don't you simply disappear?" Vesper's eyes widened as if struck by revelation. Ethan then turned to me again. "You should remove yourself as well. then your connection with the Taoti will cease to exist. That will permit the Taoti and me to form a new alliance. You claimed my Taoti and enjoyed the recognition for so long you've had your share. Trading your life for a few months of fame is a bargain for you." The crowd erupted. Everyone pointed at Ethan, cursing him vehemently. "You are truly shameless. Having a disciple like you is a disgrace to the entire sect. It was you who looked down on the Taoti back then. Now you twist the facts and say senior brother stole your beast? Do you have any shame? You don't even care about your own spirit beast's life. What right do you have to be in the spirit beast sect? Why don't you die? Any beast contracted to you would have drawn the worst luck for 8 lifetimes, Ethan Thorne. Get out of the spirit beast sect." Amidst the overwhelming shouts, Vesper Frost wiped. The blood from her mouth gave one last desperate look at the surrounded Ethan Thorne and transformed into a streak of white light, disappearing from the training grounds. Master Gideon stripped Ethan of his cultivation and expelled him from the sect. This time, no amount of shouting or pleading swayed the master. After that day, Vesper vanished without a trace. Her contract with Ethan couldn't be broken unless one of them died. Master Gideon stripped Ethan of his cultivation precisely so he would live out a normal human lifespan, thus freeing Vesper sooner. After all, spirit beasts live long lives. Decades pass in the blink of an eye. Once Ethan died, the contract would naturally dissolve, and Vesper would be free to decide her own path. The Taoti turned back into a little guinea pig, often found lounging lazily in my courtyard, basking in the sun. Master Gideon's gaze towards me had completely changed. "Truly my disciple," he said. "The student surpasses the master. Such insight, to bring even an ancient divine beast under your wing. Indeed, a great master produces a brilliant student." Ha ha ha. I respectfully served him tea. "Next time you praise me, could you perhaps just praise me, without including yourself?" He took a sip of tea and nearly scalded his tongue. "Don't make it so hot next time," Master Gideon grumbled. "Yes, master," I replied. Master Gideon cleared his throat, glanced shiftily at the little guinea pig in the yard, then looked at me mysteriously. "Ahem. I shook my head firmly, also humming in response. He was trying to matchmake me with the little guinea pig in the yard. Unfortunately, I had no romantic feelings for her. Master Gideon was destined for disappointment. After Master left, the little guinea pig lifted an eyelid to look at me. "What did that old meddler say to you?" I scooped her up, feeling the warmth of her fur. "Oh, he wants to set us up. Wants you to be the spirit beast sex daughter-in-law." I felt her body tremble slightly in my arms. In a nonchalant tone, she asked, "So, what do you think?" "Firstly," I said, "I'm not interested in mountain sprites or water spirits. I view spirit beasts, divine beasts, fierce beasts, and ordinary beasts all the same. Secondly, you're so small and cute. My conscience wouldn't allow it." Victoria snorted. "Grandma here is a fully grown guinea pig, thank you very much. Besides, plenty of people in your spirit beast sect end up with their own spirit beasts as partners." I shook my head vehemently. "No way. At least not for me. I really can't accept that kind of complicated relationship. Besides," I smoothed her fur, placing the constantly performing 360-degree spin creature back on the ground. I was lucky enough to be reborn. Right now, I just want to live my own life well. As for the future, we'll talk about it later." I patted her little head and walked towards the house. "Sincere," Victoria called out. I turned back. She had transformed into her human form. I met her golden eyes. Tears welled up, giving her a pitiful, aggrieved look. "Then what am I to you?" I scratched my head. "Family, of course. Ethan Thorne was dead. His body was found outside the sect gate. When I arrived, people were collecting his remains. His eyes were wide open, his terrified face frozen in unwillingness. His internal organs had been ripped out, leaving an ugly open wound in his abdomen. His body was empty inside, covered in cuts from sharp weapons. Victoria sniffed behind me. Vesper did this. Her scent is all over him. Suddenly, as the body was lifted, a letter fell out. Master Gideon read it, his expression grave, then handed the opened letter to me. That damned fox had gone mad. The letter was from Vesper. She wrote that she couldn't bear Ethan's betrayal. Love had turned to hate, forcing her to kill him. To help Ethan rise, she had recklessly advanced by devouring other spirit beasts, damaging her own beast core and vitality because her body couldn't handle the immense spiritual power. She thought Ethan would cherish her after she'd done so much for him. Unexpectedly, the first time he saw a divine beast, he disregarded their past affections and, crazed by the desire to contract the teoti, demanded she die. From start to finish, she wrote, that scum only ever loved himself. He never liked me even a bit. I was just a stepping stone for him to reach the heavens. Brother Sincere, I'm sorry. I failed you. In this life I am unworthy to stand by your side again. If I can open the demon abyss and destroy this world, when I enter the cycle of reincarnation again, will I meet you once more? If I could start over, I would hold on to you tightly and never let you leave me again. Wait for me. We'll meet again in the next life. I tore the letter to shreds. Is she sick? I'm living just fine. Why does she get to decide to restart everything? She's had enough of living, but I haven't. Victoria said, let's go. To the demon abyss. She looked at the shredded paper on the ground, hands on her hips, eyes filled with resentment. And I need to know why she gets to call you Brother Sincere. I've never even called you that. The demon abyss. The final resting place for countless demons and monsters of the world. Beneath the blood-red seal lay an ocean of demonic beasts, monsters, and yuanling resentful spirits, almost tangible. If the seal broke, a legion of ghosts would walk the night, turning the entire human realm into a lifeless wasteland. When we arrived, a crazed Vesper had already cracked open a corner of the seal. She was enveloped in blackish-red miasma, her eyes crimson, barely distinguishable from the demons within the abyss. Seeing me, her expression turned wild. Sincere, do you see? We can start over soon this time. You have to choose me, understand? If you dare betray me, that bastard Ethan's fate will be yours before she could finish. Victoria shot forward and slapped her across the face again. I'll teach you to spout nonsense, she roared. Take this from me. See if you still act crazy. Vesper took the blow, spitting out a mouthful of black blood, her expression even more frenzied. Stupid pig, I'll kill you. She reverted to her true form. Victoria also revealed hers. They tumbled together, clawing and biting, engaging in primal combat. I held my sword, hesitant to strike for fear of hitting Victoria. As the two beasts rolled near the damaged seal, sharp cracks sounded. The entire seal spiderwebbed like cracking ice. Wisps of black energy seeped through the fissures, drifting towards the fighting pair. Victoria, come back, I shouted urgently. Hearing my call, Victoria noticed the black energy now dangerously close. She slammed into Vesper, and in the instant they separated, she shifted to human form and teleported back to my side. Vesper tried to pursue but found herself bound by the black energy. Tendrils of darkness began seeping into her body through her senses. Looking at me with a mixture of despair and hope, she screamed, Sincere, wait for me, choose me, you must choose me, remember? I am your destined spirit beast. I am the black energy. Completely engulfed her. She let out agonizing howls, her body contorting violently in pain. Finally, the black energy dispersed. She was sucked dry, reduced to a desiccated corpse that crumbled onto the seal, turning into a puff of ash. At the same moment, the demon abyss seal shattered like glass, exploding into countless fragments. A torrent of demon souls and evil ghosts surged out like a bursting dam. My fellow disciples were terrified. Many spirit beasts were frozen in fear, losing their senses. Master Gideon's sword trembled in his hand as he looked up at the sky, blotting horde. It's over, he murmured. But amidst the crisis, I raised my sword high, its edge glowing brilliantly, pushing back some of the darkness. Master, I yelled. Giving up now is truly the end. Master Gideon snapped back to reality, his gaze firming. Form ranks, he bellowed. As if finding their anchor, everyone gathered around the master. The disciples quickly formed a battle formation, powerful spiritual energy flowing through it, creating a sturdy defensive barrier. The ghosts surged forward with ear-piercing shrieks, pressing down like a black cloud, bringing a suffocating aura of terror. Disciples within the formation unleashed their skills, sword lights, talismans, and spells intertwined, clashing against the crazed demonic tide. In the sky, a massive ghoul, resembling a tiger-like specter with blood-red eyes, opened its giant maw and lunged at the formation. I leaped up, my sword blazing with intense light, and slashed downwards. A powerful sword she struck the specter. It shrieked horribly, its body rapidly disintegrating into black smoke. The battle intensified, but the number of ghosts seemed endless. We knew the tide of demons would eventually overwhelm us, but no one retreated. This was the first line of defense for the human realm, possibly the last. As the front-line disciples weakened, about to falter, the junior disciples who had initially been terrified, cowering behind the others, stepped forward. Their young shouts and battle cries filled the air. We didn't ponder the meaning of resistance. It felt like destruction was inevitable, but we wanted to delay it, even for just another moment. Every second counted. Just then a white light flashed from my embrace, transforming into a sharp figure Victoria. Like a piercing sword, she plunged into the ghost horde, each strike carrying potent spiritual energy. Ghosts disintegrated under her attacks. Protected by the formation, the other spirit beasts gradually regained their composure and followed Victoria into battle. A white serpent soared, breathing frost, freezing ghosts into ice sculptures. A golden lion roared, shattering nearby demon souls. A celestial crane shed countless feathers, healing the wounded disciples. Victoria transformed back into the Teoti. I stood by her side, fighting shoulder to shoulder. Sword chi and spiritual energy intertwined. I repelled ghost after ghost, her claws tore apart demon after demon. However, just as we thought we might stand a chance, a deafening screech tore through the sky, seemingly ripping the heavens apart. Everyone looked up. A colossal black shadow appeared on the horizon, shaped like a 9-headed giant bird, radiating endless darkness and terror. The 9-headed harbinger, Master Gideon exclaimed, his face instantly paling. Its appearance brought boundless disaster and despair. The sky seemed swallowed by darkness, the very air growing heavy. The harbinger's 9 heads opened simultaneously, unleashing world-shaking screeches. Black flames, freezing mist, and corrosive poison spewed forth, blanketing the battlefield. The disciples' formation began to crumble under this terrifying power. Even the spirit beasts faltered under the immense pressure. "This isn't sustainable," Victoria said, her gaze fixed on the shattered seal, growing solemn. "The seal must be repaired, or we'll all be worn down and killed." My heart felt like it was being squeezed violently. I grabbed her furry tail, trying to stop her. No, the demon abyss seal was formed from the body of an ancient divine beast, holding firm for millennia. "I know what you're thinking. You want to use your own body to mend the seal," my voice trembled. "Even if I die, I won't let you die." She looked down at me, a cool smile playing on her lips. "If this continues, we'll both die." "Shut up, you can't go. A spirit beast must obey its master. If you dare disobey me, I'll abandon you," I commanded, though my voice shook. "Don't go. Even if we die together." Victoria's gaze softened. "All right then," she sighed. But the next moment she flicked her head, the immense force sending me flying. Old-timer, Catch Master Gideon caught me, clamping down hard on my wrist's pressure point, forcefully restraining me. "Old-timer, take care of him for me. If even a hair on his head is harmed, I'll haunt your dreams every night, demanding food with that." She plunged into the demonic tide. Tears streamed down my face as I watched Victoria surrounded by vengeful ghosts. "Bastard, stupid pig, I'm your master who gave you permission to leave me?" Victoria's lips curved upwards. "You're not my master, Sincere. You were right. You're my family, and I have to protect my family." She gave me one last look. Sincere, goodbye. Then, without turning back, she dived straight into the endless abyss below. Cultivation calendar, year 134. The demon abyss seal breaks. The divine beast Tati sacrifices herself, becoming the new seal to protect all life in the human realm. Cultivation calendar, year 136. The sect leader of the spirit beast sect ascends with his spirit beast. Before ascension, he passes the leadership to his head disciple, Sincere Alderwood. Same year, Sincere Alderwood, sect leader of the spirit beast sect, enters seclusion at the Mahayana stage. The following year, he emerges, successfully reaching the divine transformation stage. Without the aid of a spirit beast, he becomes the first person in the cultivation realm to achieve this. From then on, the spirit beast sect opens its gates wide, recruiting disciples extensively, becoming the foremost sect in the cultivation world, bringing glory to the name. But I wasn't happy. I seemed to have lost the ability to feel joy. My only pastime was sitting alone in my old courtyard, staring blankly at an empty spot on the ground. The elders told their disciples, "The sect leader is mourning a departed family member." "Victoria?" they asked. "Wasn't that the sect leader's spirit beast, the Teoti?" The 13th elder shook his head. "Don't speak nonsense. She was the sect leader's only family." I woke up to find myself lying on a single bed. A woman in red sat beside me. Warm sunlight streamed through the window, illuminating her face. "Awake?" I nodded, habitually getting out of bed. My feet slipped into a pair of soft, fluffy white slippers. The familiar texture felt comforting. "Where is this place?" I asked. "Probably the underworld," she replied. "Or maybe another world. Could be the immortal realm too, I'm not sure." The woman looked into my eyes, smiling. "Do you still recognize me?" I shook my head. She explained, "The sweet ending Victoria who died comes to this world. She works to earn rewards, saving money to buy a house. When she finally buys one, she can ask the system to send her unique Sincere here to live with her. As for where the scum girl Victoria goes, I don't know." As she spoke, she grew a little downcast, her gaze filled with apology. "It's a pity, I'm still renting. It'll probably take many, many more years to afford a big house." She looked at me, a hint of guilt in her voice. "Sincere, I'm sorry." At that moment, a mix of sorrow and joy washed over me. I pulled her into my arms, rubbing her small head fiercely. "You stupid guinea pig, how dare you leave me? I think you're the scum girl. Victoria, why did you leave me? Why? Don't you know? Being that useless sect leader meant nothing every day, felt meaningless. Just wasting time." She gently nuzzled my neck. "Sincere, leaving early. Isn't it just for a better reunion? I miss you too. Every day. So much. Don't worry, I'll definitely buy a big house. I'll bring you over. So you have to wait for me, remember? I will always be by your side." With that, she shoved me hard. Thud. I groggily picked myself up from the floor, realizing I had fallen off the couch. I rubbed my blurry, somewhat damp eyes. It was just a dream. A faint scratching sound came from the door. I opened it. A little guinea pig was pawing at the wood with its front paws. It probably didn't expect me to open the door suddenly and tumbled right in, bumping its nose on the floor, whimpering with teary eyes as it rolled around. It was a tiny, pure white guinea pig. Its little ears twitched gently. Seeing me, it ran towards my feet on its 4 short legs and clamped onto my trouser leg, refusing to let go. I picked it up. It nestled on my shoulder, its damp, warm nose rubbing against my face, as if telling me something. "I will always be by your side." A light pierced the darkness. It was the brilliance in my lonely life, the home protected for me by family. Sincere Alderwood, the 6th sect leader of the Spirit Beast sect, never formed another Spirit Beast contract in his lifetime. On a clear afternoon, the sect leader left behind a letter and, along with the pure white Spirit Beast that had always accompanied him, vanished without a trace. Later disciples would often ask curiously about the little Spirit Beast, but the people of the Spirit Beast sect would tell them, his Spirit Beast was definitely not a pig.